Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we are going to be talking about NAKD Brands Group, and so I'm going to give you a quick update regarding the latest news about this one, technical analysis, and institutional interests. So let's jump right into this one. So NAKD Brands, my previous video is in the description below. Nonetheless, let's jump into some of the latest news that we have about this one here. This one here relates to the latest news on April 23rd, 2021. This one here represents the shareholder vote for approval of proposed transactions to divest Benton brick and mortar operations, as we previously talked about. Resolution's approval for new position NAKD to executive and digital transformation strategy to become an e-commerce leader in the intimate apparel market with around $270 million in cash and zero debt. Now, this meeting or vote has already occurred on 23rd of April 2021 at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, right here, the company expects to sign the definitive agreement for the proposed divestitures and simultaneously close the transaction on or about Friday, April 30th, 2021. Justin Davis Rice, NAKD CEO, said, "On behalf of the boards and management team, I would like to thank our shareholders for their continued support and their approvals for the proposed divestitures that we believe will unlock tremendous shareholder value in the upcoming months." With available cash of around $270 million and a clean balance sheet with no debt, and with the management team and a board of directors that are there, they could not be more excited to execute on their business strategy to ultimately drive revenue growth with positive free cash flow. Now, our Frederick and Hollywood's e-commerce business continue to perform, and we're currently evaluating several synergetic acquisition targets that could position NAKD as a strong player in the intimates market. Now, in summary, today's vote in the chapter of the company underperforming brick and mortar business and now positioning NAKD for the next cycle of growth initiatives that we expect to reward shareholders in 2021 and beyond. Now, this itself gives you a good mindset about what their next steps are going to be, especially related as well to their e-commerce transition. Now, we do have other news, for instance, such as their appointment of Mark Zerson as the CFO. We've gone through that before, but before moving on forward, if you'd like to see more contents like this, make sure to scroll down below, click that like button, and click show more to join in our Discord if you would like that. It's totally free, and make sure to click the subscribe button down there. Now, nonetheless, we're ready to talk about the new CFO and how it actually attempts to be looking like the stock is in the right direction. Now, we can move on towards institutional interest, and what we get to see here is that investors seem to be on at least Fidelity, adding 252,000 shares on their index, but other than that, it's somewhat on a sit style. Now, in terms of the current short float, a lot of people have been saying that this one here is 400% on the short float, although I don't see any indication or proof that that is the case around 400%. Just because another perhaps person is just saying it doesn't mean it's true. Now, another thing about this one here is about compliance. Now, it does need to reach compliance, and we did talk about that not long time ago. And so regarding this one, compliance, even though it says regains compliance with the minimum bid price, if we were to go towards the NASDAQ compliance list, what we get to see here is that on the lists regarding here, you get to see all the way down that NAKD is not one of them. And so what this means here is that it doesn't technically need to reach compliance by a certain deadline. However, here's where things get a little bit interesting. If we get 30 days without $1 being there on the record, we will lose compliance. So there's always a risk of losing compliance there, and with that you get 180 days to reach compliance. However, it looks like the price point is pushing very close to $1, almost 72% of $1. And if we were to reach there, we don't need to worry about compliance. So let's move on towards technical analysis now. Now, on the technical analysis point of view, what we get to see here on the moving averages is that the 50 SMA is in fact above the 200 SMA. And what we get to see is that the 10 SMA is above the 30 SMA. Now, that's a very bullish case in that point. Now, in general, it's above the trading action zone where most positive reversals occur, and so currently it would be very bullish above the 86 cents, but it is currently bullish on almost all indicators where it's currently lying at. Now the ADX doesn't show that this is a significant trend because it didn't have time to form that trend. It's just more of a couple of days worth of a bullish move. Now the William %R shows that this one is extremely overbought just because of that, and on the MACD you're seeing a massive breakout happening with positive momentum. So all in all, what it's saying is that it's extremely bullish, although with the short term here, this might be just a single or a couple of green candles before it does fall back. And on the moving average bands, what we get to see here is that we're currently above the moving average band, above the 68 cents. In the middle, you're looking at 62 cents, and in the bottom, you're looking at 55 cents. Now, volumes here aren't the biggest for a while, but nonetheless, you've seen a massive push, one of the biggest green candles you've seen in a while, ever since almost back in February. Now, on the stochastic fast and stochastic slow, both are showing you that there is another leg up for this one. Now, on the Fibonacci retracements, what you're seeing is that the significant resistance level is sitting at 85 cents. Following that, 134. Following that, 173, 212, 268, and 340. Now, the current support level is at 6 cents. However, on the Fibonacci retracements gives you a little bit of an indication about significant key points, but a price line action, we're able to determine exact support levels. One of them is at 69 cents, then 61 cents, and then down to 51 cents, down to 45 cents, and then down to 35 cents. Significant resistances as they lie currently are 74 cents, and then 83 cents, above there 96 cents, and then going to the 106 level, 121, going up to 145 and 155. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this one? It's definitely an interesting turn of effects where it's actually looking into a curve upwards, which is definitely a bullish part of action. However, in terms of what their exact fundamental is going to be, that will change continuously as they do have debt-free, a good amount of cash, and so it really is dependent on the acquisitions they're about to make. What are some of the kind of transactions they're looking towards to do, and it all comes towards a bunch of factors that might not be in our hands. However, this is definitely becoming more of an interesting play to play, a little bit of high risk, but it might actually get you stronger returns. Now, there is a price target for this that a lot of people have. Now, some will tell you $1,000, but I think more realistically $1 for the short term. And then from there, it depends on volume. And so how might you actually look at volume? Well, supports and resistance levels are key. And again, perhaps things like moving averages and as well volume. So for volume, what you need to see is that basically pick up in volume. Now what happens is if you get volume lower the next day from the day before, usually that is an indication that a negative trend is here or is about to come soon. Now there is a lot of factors about this one, but I would love to hear about it from you. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Make sure to share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you made it this far into the video, I do recommend that you go ahead and join our Discord server. There's a lot of amazing folks in here. We do a lot of discussions here into the trading floor throughout the day. A lot of people are in there, and we do ask questions. You can ask me any question you would like on there. We do post research and DDs, and we hold weekly chat sessions. And we also do have a lounge in there. So make sure to actually join that and join the fun there. Have a wonderful day and a good one.